Hey guys, welcome to the Real Deal video blog. So there's been a common theme among many of our blogs and many of our video blogs and just what we put out into the world in general. And it's this: recovery doesn't happen in a vacuum. And by that, basically, I mean that no one really recovers alone. Everyone likes to think that they're strong and independent, and they are. Of course, things like hard work and discipline, those are things that can only really come from yourself, and you need to have a certain degree of independence if you want to survive in the world. But if you try and take on recovery by yourself, all on your own, with no one to back you up, you're going to be in for a rough time. It's pretty much impossible to do it by yourself. Many people have tried, and many people have failed. The ones who attempt it usually end up relapsing before they learn their lesson that the self just isn't enough to get you through what you need to get through. So surrounding yourself with other people is essential to getting sober. It's really important to have that network of people around you, but what should that network consist of? Who are the people that you should choose to surround yourself with? And surprise, the answer is not just anyone. In active addiction, you tend to surround yourself with people who are like you. And by that I mean people who are sick, because you're sick and you attract other people who are sick. Addiction is a disease, and it manifests itself with these sick people who tend to do pretty unhealthy things. And really, these relationships can turn into sort of a toxic feedback loop. You spend your time with unhealthy people, they rub off on you, you rub off on them, and you end up doing unhealthy things together, and things just get worse and worse. This really kinds of plug into that spiral, that progressive nature of addiction where everything is just this circle of things just slowly spiraling down into a worse and worse situation. It's not really a pretty picture, and often there are these whole groups of friends who all have some kind of a substance use problem. It'll be like this whole friend network of, well, friends, we should say in quotes, because a lot of the times people are just screwing each other over left and right, but a whole network of people who are all addicted and all getting into trouble together. And, needless to say, a group like that is not going to help you stay sober. So many people decide that they want to get clean or get sober, but they want to keep all their old friends, and they want to keep those relationships alive and keep having fun like they were having fun. Of course you get to have fun in recovery, but if you're hoping to do the same things that you were doing in active addiction, you're going to be a little bit disappointed. So when people decide they want to keep their friends, you're telling them you want to get sober, they're telling you they support you, and everything's going to be great, and the next thing you know it's the next weekend and everyone's getting loaded together again. Things need to change for recovery to be successful. Going to treatment or going to recovery meetings like AA or NA or Smart Recovery is the perfect chance. These places are filled with supportive, caring people who are in the same boat as you are. Being around people who are working towards the same goal makes you a lot more likely to achieve it. And the benefit of spending time around people who have long-term recovery under their belts is totally priceless. That's invaluable. There's a reason that things like sponsorship exist, because people with long-term sobriety, people who have been around the block and live to tell the tale, they tend to know a thing or two. So you don't have to go into this thing blind because there's so many people who have gone before you who are more than happy to help you totally free of charge. They just want to help people get better. These people know a thing or two about staying sober. And sometimes old relationships are toxic, like the ones I described should definitely be avoided, but at other times, certain friends or family members can be very supportive. I think if you're looking at this in an honest way, it's really easy to tell which relationships are okay to hold on to and which relationships need to be cut out. But in this case, if it's a healthy relationship, if you've used an honest judgment and determined that this is a good relationship, they can make a great addition to that new support network you're building. bringing in friends or family who really care about you and genuinely want to see you get better, not just saying it on the surface. That can be extremely helpful. So knowing how much of an influence the people around you have, who will you spend your time with? Because unlike most things in life, this is totally under your control.